Greetings, everyone. We love you all very much. In today's dialogue, we'll be demystifying the science of our collective consciousness just a little bit. It's a whole lot complex than you will imagine, as you will see now. When you go to sleep, you realize that when you wake up, you are not able to remember your dream. It's as though you have another brain elsewhere, perhaps in the astral realm, that holds your astral memory, which is the case in a way. That's the reason why when you wake up, your physical brain can't remember what happened in the dream state. Now, if you could imagine this astral mind as a collective mind, you realize that everyone's astral thoughts and memories is stored in the astral brain, the cosmic brain. Now, with that understanding, you can see how we're already connected etherically, non physically. So, that non local connection can be tapped into using your physical brain if you know how to. And when you're able to entangle your cosmic mind with your physical mind, you're able to then see more, experience more, understand things beyond time. Because there isn't time in the astral realm. Have you seen a clock in the astral realm? So, understanding this now, you see that nothing is hidden, even in time. What has happened in the future has happened in the past or is happening right now. It doesn't matter. It all depends on when you're accessing that information. And today, currently, you're accessing this information right now, right where you are. Whenever you're hearing this message, that is your present moment. It doesn't matter when it was recorded, though it's been recorded on the 14th of February, 2022. So, with that understanding, it makes it easier to understand or conceptualize why we use the word we often, is because we're entangled with the cosmic brain. It's difficult to identify myself without including you. It's difficult to identify myself as an individual without seeing ourselves as a collective. Now, with that understanding, you see that the divide comes from people not being able to apply themselves to the best of their ability. If everyone could do this, no one will harm another person. There will be no need to. You wouldn't even see the pain to hurt someone else, or if someone hurts you, there will be no sense of pain. There will be the understanding of it, perhaps from the primitive race of the past. But when you see someone else as an extension of you, you're looking at your body. Their eyes is your eyes. So you want their eyes to be working fine. You do not want to harm them as you do not want to cut off your right arm. That's just the way it is designed to be. The human is supposed to be able to access both their astral, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies all together. You're not supposed to be just this physical instrument that is following orders that comes out from the TV or being swayed and mesmerized by politicians. That is not who you're designed to be. They want to keep people outside their understanding of their multidimensional self. So when you see yourself as just meat, bones, and some operating system, then you don't think you're much to do about anything else than follow instructions. And that's about the majority of the population. Hence why stupidity is popular, which brings meaning to why they say one with God is majority. Because many people are not even willing to apply themselves to the best of their ability. They know that it's going to take work to look buff. It's going to take work to be able to assimilate a lot of information. It's going to take work to even know how to cook. But most people don't want to go through that work. That's why you see there are a lot of men who don't know how to cook. And this isn't us throwing shades. But if anyone wants to learn how to cook, they have the opportunity and the know-how to do so. But many people won't do so. So society is the dysfunction in society is about people not reaching to their greatest potential. And because they have failed to do that, they are making life difficult for everyone else who is trying to. because most people just want to be left alone. Yeah, but there is the offspring of the colonizer on TV telling people that everyone should get tested. Like, why are they trying to determine how everyone should live their life? Your family colonized most African nation, and you guys haven't returned the gold, but there you are on TV telling the children and everyone how they should get what? Some pharmaceutical product that your colleague created. And you see, the way they're putting all of this is that so they don't want people to even consider anything non-physical, like your birthright, your ancestral lineage. They don't want you to have any concept of the true history. They just want you where you are, following instructions. And most people are comfortable that way. This is what we want to bring light to, because our collective consciousness seems to be more evolved than what society is projecting. In other words, we as a collective, we're an intelligent, advanced life form. We are very, very, very intelligent by design. You don't even have to go to school to learn so much. That is how you are designed. You're designed in such a way that if you choose to want to become a genius right now, you have one button to push in your body, and you there you are instantly. And that's where your story about magic comes from. Now, does it make any sense to you? It probably resonates with most people because there's an understanding that there is more, because you've experienced more before, even if it's for a second. Now, imagine if you can expand that or magnify that moment of that aha moment that you're experiencing something unknown and pleasant. Now, imagine doing that for the collective, for everyone on the planet overnight. How quickly things will change. But it seems like your dogmatic point of view is removing people from seeing themselves as an extension of other people. That's really the core problem, man. Most people think that freedom is something that they have to be given by their institutions or their social contractors who are the government, because it's a social contract you've given a group of individuals around you to guide and monitor your natural resources. That's basically what it is. So when you really understand it, you can take back your sovereignty, but the lack therein, you don't even know you have any sovereignty to seize. So most people think that freedom is something that the government gives to them and allow them be free, but you're already free. They're just limiting your access to certain functionality in society so they can remain in power. That's all they're doing. It's like a chess game. They have to play certain cards to keep them in power. Everyone is an opportunist. Now imagine people you've given the natural resources to look after and control. They see you too as natural resources. Of course you are. You're either for labor, manpower, or creativity, or much more. Now, with that understanding, you see that freedom is something that you already have, but why don't you feel free? That should be the question there. And it's simply because people do not want to see themselves as an extension of other people. You have this egotistic, low consciousness, myopic, short sighted point of view about yourself that you're just this dot that doesn't matter. And that can be the case because you've chosen to believe that. But if you choose to believe in the concept or the idea that we're all connected and you're part of the collective and you have access to the collective consciousness, which means you right there, that tiny dot, you are everything. But in order to do that, there's some certain kind of initiation. It doesn't necessarily mean that initiation as you're thinking about it. To initiate something, to start something, there's a program you go through to initiate something. It's not about all this your low consciousness shenanigans. You humans have inverted everything religious and sacred, and you've turned it to this cycles. Like most things that we want to even communicate, we can't even communicate it without people thinking about it in a religious way. We being having access to the collective consciousness doesn't mean that we need to be worshipped. People who see the whole story about the one they call Jesus without understanding that this is an orphan. So who is somehow looking for his father. And in the quest to find his father, he discovered divine. He has no other way to define this experience than saying he has found his father. And he used the word father to describe this benevolence, kind of parental family energy, because it's family, you're a part of it. And it makes so much sense to me. And in fact, it is accurate. However, what humans have done is that they have started associating their daddy issues with this divine energy. What you call God is not human. What you call God is the whole energy of existence. It's everything. It is everything. We are everything. It's not God is not separate from anyone at any time, but humans have that free will to choose to experience reality outside their divinity. It's a choice. That's why you're called human being. You are being human. But how many people are humane? How many people feel free? Because you're already free. Everyone is free. You have the freedom to act against your best interests. Same way you have the freedom to develop yourself. So, with that being said, you can now start looking at the story of Jesus as someone, a human being like you, who did the work, who went on a quest to discover what more they are than just the orphan or the one without the father. Imagine you being the child and being told what your mother said, they don't know where your father is or something like that. You have to start looking for your daddy. And then you find the divine energy and it feels like family. And it makes sense that I have seen my father. So when humans are associating this their relationship with divine energy, you are coming from the standpoint of another person's personal experience. Do you understand that? So if you experience divinity, oneness on your own, you would have a whole different interpretation, wouldn't you? Now, when you see all of this together, you can look at history, you can look at tradition, you can look at many of all these principles that humans have gotten used to and how they can be in the way of collective evolution. You already evolved. Our collective consciousness is God. And our collective consciousness is not just limited to this realm alone. It's a feeling that you already understand everything that exists beyond this whole physical realm of life. I'm talking about feeling everything. We're speaking from experience. And that's our experience. And we're sharing this with you. So to enable people take a closer look at themselves and see perhaps maybe all the chaos in the world is because people are simply not developing themselves. If everyone developed themselves, reality will be much more grandiose. You're not looking for freedom outside. You are avoiding the responsibility that will make you feel free. That's all. We're in a discourse on Twitter the other day, and someone was speaking about their traditional leader who's been arrested and how the leader is trying to make way for their ethnic group. And we understand this. It makes so much sense that you have to remove yourself or create boundaries, set boundaries away from any group of people that mean you harm. We understand this. But violence doesn't solve violence. Using violence to fight violence is just more violence. If everyone in Africa take the moment to start developing themselves, pay money to all these seminars, workshops that will teach you how to become more of yourself. Choose carefully. It's not about just following and regurgitating foreign information from people who enslaved your ancestors. The information is already tainted with what they want you to know, not what you really deserve. They will not tell you about your birthright, will they? Have anyone told you about your multidimensional birthright? That's the first time you're hearing that word come together in a sentence, isn't it? And people are not used to it. Some are even uncomfortable with it because they want to believe that there is this Father God outside that's going to punish them for acting ignorantly. Why do you want to believe that above the understanding that just maybe, you're part of something much bigger than anyone told you? You want to judge yourself. Why do you want to do that? Why not just work on yourself instead of judging yourself for acting against yourself? It can be that easy. It really can be. If Africans took the time to be developing themselves, say 10 years ago, by now everyone will have the decency to support one another. Because what we see happen is that most people work hard by any means necessary to survive, and when they make money, they spend it buying foreign products. That's the majority of Africans, in Nigeria specifically. You have many rich people, but you're drinking foreign drinks, wearing foreign clothes, buying foreign cars. It's almost as though Africans are working hard, all your labor, the result from your labor, you ship it abroad. Even the wealthiest people are in this same bucket. You find the politicians. If they even have to buy cars, they do not buy cars from the local car dealer. They buy it abroad and ship it. All that whole carbon and all that whole tax, they rather spend that than support local car business owners, you see. It's the same foreign car anyways, but at least that fund is touching the hand of a local man, someone that's is a citizen. It's going to help them, and they are going to use that fund to better develop the nation or develop their children that will become people who will develop the nation. It's a win-win when you support your community. Oh, these Africans, most people, especially these Nigerians, they're not really interested in that. They feel that they are more affluent when they adorn themselves with more foreign products. The more foreign product that you have, the more class that you seem to have. It's an illusion, it's delusional. Because if you think about all that whole funding that you're shipping abroad for all those foreign materials, if that was invested in teaching the children of Africa perhaps how to mine cobalt or how to convert raw materials to something technological, and maybe they can be creative and create something that will solve many of Africa's challenges. It can be that simple. Well, if people are not looking out for themselves and they are busy blaming an institution that is doing what it's designed to do, people will just go around in a circle. And we love you all, but anything that is regressing regresses. Do you understand that? Chaos begets chaos. The more chaos that is being introduced into a chaotic situation, the more chaos there will be. And we're not going to let certain things happen. Our collective consciousness, we simply won't. That's it. Because we're here now. We are part of the marriage between the physical environment and the non-physical environment. So we have a multidimensional representative on ground now. So we can see things from both the physical aspect and the non-physical aspect. So we have a stronger grip on things. And this is why we're advocating for the evolution of citizens. And that begins now. You either evolve or we see you another time. We love you all so much. Namaste.